What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see by the title and thumbnail, we're going to be installing some GTS style taillights on my F80 M3. The faux LED gang. I finally joined the faux LED gang. I was torn between these taillights for the longest time. I liked them when they came out. I hated them when everyone started getting them. But now I'm back to liking them, and we're going to put them on my F80 today. Shout out to Kies Motorsports for sending these out. Super excited to be working with them. Make sure you guys use my code F80HO, just like my YouTube channel name, to get 5% off their website. It'll be the first link in the description. Again, shout out to Brian and the team over there for sending these out. Can't wait to unbox them and show you guys. They look sick. Also want to give a shout out to everybody who watched the video from last week. F80 Danny, his reveal, his delivery on the side of the highway. I know everybody liked that video. It was super fun to film, super long day, what an eventful weekend. Shout out to my boy Danny. Make sure you guys go congratulate him on his new F80. And make sure you check out his Avis Blue individual. Thing is insane, so clean. Here's the F80 in the garage, all cleaned up. And why everybody clicked on this video. Boom. GTS style taillights from Kies Motorsports. Can't wait to unbox these and show you guys. Super stoked to see how they look. What? No way. That is hard. That looks gangster. Show you guys the other side. Damn. You guys see the quality and the finish of that? That is sick. And it's not too dark like some of the taillights going around. I think this is the perfect shade. Not too dark, not too light. I'll show you guys this complete side right here. Look at that. Dragon scales look sick. You already know we had to get the V2 with the line going through them. I think the V1s kind of look off to me. No offense if you have the V1s, but the V2s definitely look cleaner. And here's the other side. Sheesh. That looks so clean. So happy with this. I haven't even put them on yet. I just know they're gonna look sick. Excited to see the startup sequence that everybody likes, and then also to see the sequential turn signal. I think those look beautiful. And let me just grab one real quick and compare the color to the OEM ones to give you guys some reference. So here's the OEM one, LCI, and here is the faux LED GTS style taillight. Again, this one's a little darker, which I kind of like because these are a little light on the lighter side, but look at that. And here's a side-by-side comparison for you guys. So as you guys can see, the GTS one is a little darker, which I really like. I think it's gonna go perfect with the black car. But just to give you guys a little preview before I put them on, that's what it's gonna look like. Man, it's gonna look clean. Let's go. And then give you guys another comparison. Here's the inner light for the LCI compared to the GTS one, which is a little darker, as you guys can see. Kind of looks like it has a little smoke tint on it, but again, I like that look a lot. It's gonna look so good with the black paint. Huge difference. So again, this is from Kies Motorsports. This is for if you have an F30 or an F80. They also obviously make them for the F82 or a 4 Series. So, but the good thing about these is if you have an LCI model car, these taillights are gonna be a direct plug and play. You don't need to do any extra wiring or like with a wire harness or anything like that. You don't need to code anything. It's literally gonna be a direct swap. And another bonus is, show you guys, these taillights are already pre-wired for an LCI. So right here, this big module right here is already pre-wired, pre-coded for LCI model cars. So all you have to do is literally take the headlight, take the old tail light out and plug this new one in, and that's all you have to do. Legitimate plug and play. So easy. I got my helpers in here. Kona, Aston. So all you're gonna need for this install is a drill. I have a screwdriver here with a bunch of different head attachments, and then I have an 8mm socket and a 10mm socket, and then a couple zip ties. That's all you should really need. But if I do find out you need something else, I'll let you guys know. Alright, so getting into the install, we're gonna start with the passenger side first. From what I've seen on YouTube and other DIYs, this is the easiest. So we're gonna start with the outer passenger light. Alright, so in order to get this outer passenger side out, you're just gonna wanna unscrew this screw right here with the flathead. Try to focus it for you guys. All you have to do is unscrew that with the flathead, and then this water drip tray or plastic covering should come off, which should expose the two 10mm bolts that are holding in this outer tail light. So I've already unscrewed it a little bit with the screwdriver, and I'm just gonna take it out by hand. Super easy. Comes out super easily, as you can see right there. And then this tray should come right off, and that's going to expose the two 8mm bolts or 10mm bolts, I forget, which should allow us to take out this tail light right here. I'm going to clean up the surface area before and after I take it out, but you guys can see how easy that was. Alright, so yeah, they're just two 10mm. I'm taking out real quick. This next part you want to be very careful with. You don't want to pull directly out, you kind of want to pull inwards so you don't scratch the paint. And there's a grommet over here that the headlight is actually inserted into, so you kind of have to like wedge everything out. Like that. Careful not to scratch the paint. And then I'm just going to unplug this wire harness right here, and that's just by one little retaining clip. And all you have to do is press down on this tab right here and pull out, and then the tail light will just come right out. And again, that's plugged in right into this connection right here. Again, here is a comparison with them side by side. They are literally the same size, but as you guys can see, this one's darker. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the surface area around here, clean it up a little bit, and then we'll put in the new tail light. Wanted to show you guys something real quick. So here's the outer tail light that we're putting in, and right here, if the camera will even focus, right there you guys can see this is made for 2016 and up, so you'll know right away which one plugs into your car. This one says 2016 and up, and then the other one says for 2013 through 2015, as you guys can see right there. So yeah, it's pretty hard to mess this up, so that's super helpful, super cool that they did that. There's a lot of wiring and harnesses that come with this, so I zip tied this right here, and then I'm gonna slowly tuck it probably behind the bumper right here. So we'll try to reposition everything as much as we can. And then this is a little grommet that's gonna insert directly into the fender right here, this little hole right here. So again, this goes here, and then we're gonna tuck the wires down here. Alright, we finally got the tail light in. It was kind of a hassle to tuck all those wires down here, but it finally slid in. As you guys can see right here, the fitment looks amazing. I still haven't put the 10mm bolts in yet, but I'm about to. It kind of hangs a little bit, so I'm definitely gonna hold it up like this so all the edges are nice and even before tightening it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. But man, it looks sick already. Look at that, crazy. Careful not to tighten down too much because you are tightening down on plastic, but check it out. That's only one outer completed, but you can see around the edges, looks so even, looks so nice. Gotta wipe my dirty handprints off of it, but yo, that looks sick. Next, I'm gonna do the other outer light, and then we'll work on the inner lights. Also, don't forget to put your little drip tray back. Super easy, just put it back right here and then put that screw back in. Alright, so next we're gonna repeat the same steps on the other side. Should be pretty easy. Gotta put some muscle into that one to get it out, but it's finally out. And now I'm gonna clean the edges real quick like we did the other side. And then the application is the same as the other side. We're just going to plug in the harness for the 2016 and up, and then we're gonna try to tuck all the wires and excess stuff right in these holes right here. All right, we got the other side in. Just gonna clean around the edges real quick. Super sick. Can't wait to close the trunk and then give you guys a startup sequence on just the outers. All right, now I'm gonna close the trunk give you guys another comparison real quick before we do the inner lights. Definitely darker, definitely more battery. So can't wait to see half the sequence right now. Super excited for that. Let me show you guys that. I'm gonna go ahead and lock the car, and then I'm gonna unlock the car now. Sheesh, you guys see it dancing? Hey, at least it works. That's sick. It looks so much better and brighter in person than it does on camera. It looks super dark, but it's actually super bright. Let me show you the other side. Oh, you guys saw the dance? Look at that. Damn. Again, I love them, hated them, and now I'm definitely back to loving them. They look so good. Look so much better in person than on the camera right now. It's not coming through anywhere near from what I'm seeing, but whew, sheesh. Look at that. Quality looks amazing. Can't wait to put the inners in. Looks so bad. This definitely upgrades the look of the rear so much. Dragon scales, let's go. All right, so I just realized that I messed up. You're supposed to run the dark black long wire all the way up through this pillar, up into the inner taillights for the sequentials to work. So I'm going to quickly take these out, both sides, and I'll show you guys the black wire that I'm talking about. But it's super easy. You're gonna run the black wire. You can run it through, there's a hole behind here, and then you just pull this carpet liner out, and then you can feed it all the way up through this pillar. You take this off, which I'll show you. You're gonna take this liner off, I'll show you that as well. And then again, you just run it all the way up through the pillar. You can zip tie it, and then it'll be 2 connections. One's for the sequential, and then one's for the taillight power as well. So, quick note, you make mistakes, but you fix them. Let's go. All right, so this is the connector that I was talking about that you have to feed to the inner taillights up through the pillar, and it's just a long black wire. All right, for these pillars, you can just lodge like a flathead into these 2 clips right here. They simply just pull right off, which exposes this pillar, which we'll be able to zip tie. And then I'm gonna do the other side real quick. And then in order to take the trunk liner out, I think it's about 1, 2, 3, 4 little T20s or T25s. We got a couple Phillips heads, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2 more, I believe, right here on each side, and then this should come right off. All right, real quick, what I found easiest was to unscrew all these pins, get them loose, take a pair of like some needle nose pliers, I got this clamp right here, or some vice grips, and just kind of tug them out, pull them out, rather than hurting your hands and hurting your fingers like I just did. But yeah, they're all pretty loose, and then I'm just gonna take them out with this. They're just little pins like this, so again, you unscrew and then you just pull them out. Super easy. All right, so once all the pins and the screws are out, you just kind of want to slide it down and kind of towards you, and then you can honestly just let it hang here. You can take the emergency release off if you want, but I'm just going to leave it like this for now. And now we will be able to run the wires on each side up the pillars, and then we'll also be able to take out the inner tail lights. Okay, so for the inner tail lights right here, all it is a 8mm bolt right there, right here, and then you're gonna want to unplug the wire harness right there, and then you can let that hang because it's already held up. And then same on the other side, which should be able to free the inner tail lights, which you want to pull up and then out because there's a grommet also holding this in. I just want to show you guys how I got this connection out. There's a little tab right here, right there. You just want to push it down, and while you're pushing it down, just pull, and this connection will come right out. All right, so once I got this bracket off, I was able to just lift up right here and kind of pull away from the car, and then the inner tail light came right out. All right, now I got this side out, all good to go. And just to show you guys real quick what I'm talking about, wire is already fed all the way up, and now we're just gonna insert the rest of the clips and harnesses into the gap here, and now we're gonna re-tighten and re-button up the outer tail lights. Off camera, I just put in the inner tail light on the passenger side. I just wanted to get a feel for what I actually have to do to get the inner light in, because on YouTube it's giving a lot of people problems because you have to angle it weird and kind of maneuver it. So yeah, it's kind of tricky because you have to put one of the plastic prongs in here before it actually slides in, and then there's a tab on the tail light that slides into here, and you have to hear it click, otherwise your tail light could fall off while you're driving, and obviously you don't want that. And I'll show you guys right here what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about right here is this little tab slides in, and you also want this little grommet to slide in as well, and that's going to secure your headlight from falling out. And if you're also having fitment issues, you want to loosen this bolt right here, and then you can tighten it up when you get back in. This is the main reason why I got stuck, is because I didn't loosen this bolt enough. So once you loosen this, it should go in super easily, and you should hear that snap. Alright, as you guys can see, I'm sweating a little bit. These inner tail lights were a pain in the booty to get in. Yeah, especially the driver's side. The passenger side kind of went right in, but man, it took a lot of maneuvering and pushing, and yeah, I want things to be perfect, so I did it a few times, and this is the best fitment I could get. Not too bad overall. I'll show you the other side as well. And to finish up, all we have to do is connect the black wires up top, plug these harnesses back in, put the pillar covers on and the trunk liner on, and then we're done. So you want to match this black wire up with this female end right here. Again, yellow red goes to yellow red, and then you're going to want to plug the wire harness that's already in the trunk into this one right here. There's only one that it can go into, because this is for the LCI models. This is for the pre-LCI, the smaller one, and then repeat the same thing on the other side. Yo, these look sick. Before I put in the trunk liner and the pillars, I obviously want to test that they work, make sure we're good to go. Ooh, as you guys can see, that's a sequential right there. That looks hard, yo. That looks so hard. Again, the camera is not picking up the actual color, the actual redness of these headlights or of these taillights. It looks so much better in person. What do you think, Aston? Alright, let's test the other side. Sheesh. Alright, other side works perfectly fine, so that's good. I think I unlocked and locked my car too many times, so the startup sequence doesn't want to work. And then real quick before I turn it off, I'm going to try the hazards. Make sure we're good to go before we button everything up. Dope. Sequential hazards. So sick. Can't wait for people to see these in person. They look menacing. Looks so sick. Oh snap, it just worked. The startup sequence just happened. We'll try it again. The camera's definitely not going to be able to pick it up all the way, but here we go. Look at the dance. That's hard, yo. That is hard. So sick. Aston, what you think? This is hard. Let's try this other side. Close up. That's sick. Alright, so now that I know that everything works, I'm going to button everything up, put the trunk liner back in, and then get the pillars, tuck everything back, and then we should be good to go. Not a bad install, not bad at all. Alright, so I got this carpet liner tucked back in, I got the pillars back on, and then I zip tied that black wire to the pillar over here, so nothing's really hanging besides all these wire harnesses. But when you put the trunk liner back on, it's gonna cover that anyway, so that's what we're gonna do right now. For these, it's pretty easy. You just wanna loosen up the screw, and then it'll be kind of open. Let me see if I can show you right there. And then you can just insert it back into the screw hole and then tighten it down. And then for these pillars, you just slide them right into this groove right here. And then there's also a groove on the back to where this snaps in. It's a little hole right here. Can't really see it, but there's only one way to put these in, so It's gonna be hard to mess that up. All right, and that is all she wrote. OLED gang. Let's go. Shout out to Kies Motorsports for sending these out again. Make sure you guys cop yourself some. Highly recommend it. I'll pull my car out a little later, get you guys some better lighting, but damn, it looks so sick. Can't wait to go take pictures of these bad boys. Yes, sir. Honestly, I love how dark they are, because it definitely goes good with the black paint. Kind of looks more menacing. And then obviously up close you can see the dragon scales, I want to call them. So sick. Overall, install wasn't too bad. If I wasn't filming, I'd probably do this in like 30 minutes, but setting up the camera and everything takes so much longer. Overall, not a bad install. Check it out one more time. Sheesh. Again, overall fitment, quality, finish are amazing, especially for some aftermarket taillights. The fitment is money, spot on, just like OEM. And just like that, my OEM LCI taillights are all packaged up, and I'm actually going to be sending these out to a friend of mine. Shout out to Cars with Key, aka Heidi the 335 on Instagram. Shout out to you, Michael. I think the LCIs are gonna go so well with your car, and shout out to you, man. So it was a win-win situation. Hope you enjoy them. I think it's gonna look so good on Heidi. Enjoy. What's going on, guys? It's a couple days later. Just give you guys some more POV of the taillights with the garage open in the daytime. I'm still getting used to them, but they look sick. Let me get the startup sequence for you guys. It's actually not this, like that's the actual color, but from far away, the camera makes it look kind of yellow, amberish, like you guys just saw. But give you guys another close-up of it. Doing the dance. Hell yeah. Definitely gonna go take some pictures with the new tail lights this weekend. Can't wait. Can't freaking wait. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I know it was a long DIY, so thank you guys for watching. You guys have been killing the videos lately. Shout out to everybody watching, dropping likes, commenting. Stay tuned for next week's video. Again, shout out to Kies Motorsports for sending these out. Make sure you guys use my code F80HO. I'll put it on the screen now. F80HO, just like my YouTube name, but no spaces, for 5% off. I freaking love them. So badass. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's video. Stay tuned for next week's. We'll see you later. Peace out.